Every year, hundreds of graduates sign up to professional qualifications in the hopes to progress their careers, access restricted senior roles, to increase long-term earnings, and for other reasons more prominent than others. But I was shocked to see the amount of time that graduates actually spend to study for a professional qualification and the amount of money that it costs. So, are professional qualifications still valued by employers? Do they still increase long-term earnings? And do you still win over Sydney Sweeney? And well, today we find out, what is the point in professional qualifications? So a professional qualification is a vocational training course related to specific industries or career path. Some can be taken directly after graduation, while others are aimed at professionals with several years of experience who are looking to develop their careers further. So to me, it just sounds like a university degree that you're studying alongside work. But in fact, that is the complete opposite, and there is so many more reasons why professional qualification is good. It essentially acts as a major signal for employers. Now, put yourself in the shoes of an employer. They don't know how motivated you are, your competency level, how you're going to handle under pressure. They don't know any of these things. And that's why they use the labour market as a proxy for how well you're going to perform. One of those is your degree, one of those is your experience, and the other one is your professional qualification. So your professional qualification is going to tell you what sort of level of competency that they are. And in essence, this is going to reduce so many different risks. So in theory, it reduces hiring risk, as competency is now known, so the employer knows exactly what they're getting, and standardizes the corporate lingo. So we all understand terms such as COB, DCF, KPI, EOD, FTE, and OOO. And well, from the graduate side, the incentives are far clearer.
I think it's less about the employer wanting me to do. It's more like optionality that it gives you post, if you were to then wanting to go and move on into something else and not tie yourself to one career track for your whole career. Having a qualification, especially one that's quite broad. So if you were an accountant, that keeps so many having the experience in the job that you're already doing, and that just kind of happens naturally. But then having a well-regarded qualification as on the side, I know people who are accountants, and it's like they're guaranteed to earn X amount for the rest of their life because they've got that accountancy qualification.
Now, Edward is at a large consulting firm, and well, he shares the same common beliefs as to why you should be taking a professional qualification. And that is, of course, because 1, you get much higher earnings later on in your career. 2, you can enter more specialized career paths, such as equity analyst or research analyst. And finally, you have a much smoother career progression because you actually have a tangible qualification.
So there are several different professional qualifications that can be taken, and well, the most common of these is the ACA and the ACCA. These are leading qualifications in the accountancy world and are typically required to be able to get jobs such as chartered accountants, research analysts, equity analysts, and even auditors. So it then becomes essential to be able to study these professional qualifications to be able to pursue your career even further.
However, they do not come to candidates easily and often take years to complete. Professional qualifications are commonly done alongside work, and normal working hours can be anywhere between 35 to 45 hours a week. Take my job, for example. I work 40 hours a week, and 2 hours in the day is allocated to travel. So when it comes to studying a professional qualification, with the average amount of time spent during a week being between 8 and 12 hours, and that increasing to up to 15 hours during the exam season, that's a hell of a lot of hours you're doing during the week, and a lot of that time has to be spent on weekends, in the mornings before work, and in the evenings after work, just to be able to get yourself a pass. And instead, that time could be spent way more efficiently shopping for the latest Patagonia fleece vest. Moving away from that and towards something finance bros absolutely love more than their families, and that is money. One of the most common claims is that professional qualifications increase earnings, but not quite in the way you expect it to.
From a Reddit study of 14 paired lots of data, we found that those studying towards the ACA and were a trainee at a small or medium-sized accounting company had an average salary between £22,500 and £37,000. Now, post-qualification, certainly taking 3 to 4 years to be able to study for this, they saw a significant uplift, and our evidence shows an uplift of £55,000. So the salary is now 55k. And well, this was consistent with the ACCA as well. We saw a significant uplift of around £12,500, which was consistent with the ACA. So not only do you get higher salary, but you also get access to more specialized career paths. However, looking at this graph, this isn't quite the same for the CFA and even other qualifications. Rather than having an immediate pay rise, a lot of people said that they saw more negotiating power when applying to roles, and also access to those roles. And that was when they could finally realize that professional qualification and that higher pay. So it's not just about staying in the role to get a higher pay, it's also about switching employer. And that's what we found with the ACA as well. This evidence was consistent. If you were to have switched employer when you had the ACA, you'll see a median salary uplift of £22,500 compared to the initial salary increase from your current employer of £9,000. If that's the case and you can earn more money from these professional qualifications, how much do they really cost? And this is where the graduates can finally use their shiny American Express.
A professional qualification is not cheap, but if you're used to spending £10 a day on a Farmer J lunch, then this may be cheap for you. So let me break down the main cost components of studying the ACA from start to finish. So the first step in studying the ACA is your registration fee. Now, with professional qualifications, there's an annual registration fee that you need to pay every single year just to be part of that qualification. For the ACA, that's £165 a year. And well, when you're studying towards professional qualifications, it's usually going to take you between 3 to 4 years to complete all of the levels, which means you're going to be paying that £165 3 to 4 different times, which is all going to add up. So that's your first recurring fixed cost that you got to pay for when it comes to the ACA.
Next up is stage 2, and this is the certificate level. Typically in the ACA you have 6 separate exams, and you do have to pay to be able to take these exams, and well, they're not cheap. An ACA exam will cost you £90. Given there are 6 of them, this is going to cost a grand total of £540. That's just to be able to get you in the door and to be able to take your exam. So that's £540 straight away. Stage 3 is where it really varies, and this is where you have tuition. Now, some people like to have tuition for each of their exams, some people don't, so this really can vary by the type of individual that wants to take it. But typically in the UK, this can range from anywhere from £200 to £400 per exam. So bear in mind that you have 6 exams. This would mean that it could cost £1,800 if we were to take £300 as the average. This doesn't have to be done, but it's certainly recommended by a lot of companies and a lot of people, simply because it allows you to have all of the content all in one place, and you can have in-person or online lessons. Moving away from all of that and excluding resits and any other complicating mitigating circumstances, here comes the total cost of a professional qualification for a self-funded candidate. First, you have the registration fee of £165, you then have the exam fee of £540, you then have the tuition of around £1,800 on average, totaling £2,700 for a professional qualification. But if you were to do the math, it's certainly worth it given the level of pay increase. But according to the evidence, £2,700 is nothing compared to a £9,000 or £22,500 pay increase.
So there are varied opinions on taking a professional qualification. In some industries, there's a very clear career progression from taking one, and you know exactly where you'll be in 5 to 10 years from now. Whereas in some career paths, taking one is really just an add-on, an extra, something which is nice to have on the CV, but isn't necessarily going to increase your pay, and that's why graduates sometimes don't see the reward and time payoff when it comes to their qualifications. But one thing is for sure, pay does increase, and career mobility is one of the major advantages of taking a professional qualification. Your career mobility is going to be so much easier, and you can negotiate a better role with higher pay a lot easier. So yes, there is a large time commitment, and yes, it is very costly, but there are clear benefits.